Good morning.
Good morning, everybody.
Welcome to our Chakra Insight Reveal for week 21 now. So we will be opening up and checking in to see where the path will lead us this week. I just finished my communication week with a hot power class I took from Shannon this morning at Soulshine Yoga, and it was really great.
It was great to have you.
Yes. It was a nice, sweaty, detoxifying way to really open up my throat chakra.
Mm-hmm.
So that was a really good way for me to end the week.
Yes,
my
I love
communication week.
teaching on Tuesday mornings at Soulshine to end the week with the theme of the previous week's chakra insight. And then we come here and we gather. So it's nice.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So we wanted to talk a little bit more about our communication week. We've heard from a lot of you about how things were going, different things opening up for you, and that's really exciting.
Mm-hmm.
I noticed with my communication, through my communication week, that there were places where I was afraid to communicate, and so I was curious about that, and when I kind of looked into it, I found that I would... sorry about that. Back to communication. So when I checked in to find out what might be blocking my communication, I found that I was afraid to maybe hurt somebody's feelings if I set a boundary. I didn't know how they would be able to react if I spoke my truth. So sometimes I just held it in because I didn't know exactly what to say or how they would respond. So I just kind of closed down. And I just noticed that feeling. It was not a expansive feeling. It was more of a closing down feeling on my throat chakra. So that was one thing that I noticed. And I also noticed that when I would... my mind just went blank.
Well, I remember you mentioning that with certain people, we posted about this week, with certain people, you immediately notice yourself closed off to their energy, maybe feeling like this is not a safe place for me to express my truth.
So I think naturally there are certain people in our lives that it's easy for us to speak our truth, and then other people where we might just naturally close down a little bit more. Or sometimes our mind might go blank, like just what happened, and we don't know what to say. We don't know the right words, so we keep it inside. So I know that's true for me. If I'm not sure exactly how what I'm going to say will be received, then I just tend to not say anything. So I'm glad we started shifting that.
Yes. For myself, I found that I got some feedback from some colleagues and about a situation that I need to handle, and I immediately felt my throat closing down, felt my heart closing down, and feeling, like Rebecca said, almost feeling responsible for how the other person was going to receive what I was going to have to communicate with them. And really, it's not anything bad. It's just feedback, open and honest communication. And if the other person takes it personally, or if they get angry at me, reminding myself that that's on them. That's their journey, and there's something there for them to look at, and I don't have to worry. I don't need to take it personally, especially if my communication is compassionate. And I think that's where we need to really be careful in how we communicate. Absolutely be open and honest with people, but that doesn't mean go around just spewing your communication and your free speech all over the place. You really have to have honest, conscious awareness communication where you're compassionate and you realize that you are coming from a place, a heartfelt place, not a place of trauma, past trauma typically. So throat chakra is always an interesting, interesting insight.
Right between the heart and the mind. So sometimes it can be, what comes out can be limited by our beliefs, and sometimes could be limited by our own blocks in our heart, like where we haven't forgiven ourselves or someone else. It could be filtering through that. So it's just an important aspect
to remember,
to be aware of.
Yeah, for sure. All right, are we ready
All
to
right.
pull?
So now our throat chakras are nice and balanced.
Yes.
And I'm going to pull the card this week, and we'll see.
Hey, everybody. Thanks for joining us.
Yes, and thank you for appreciating our curly hair.
Yeah. Lots of
Kimberly,
luscious curls this
yes.
week.
And this week's card, we are all the way back up at the crown chakra. So we were thinking that we might be at the heart because we haven't done any heart chakra yet in 21 weeks. But for some reason, wasn't meant to be today, because we got crown chakra inspiration, which is one of my favorites. Mm-hmm. So I'm excited about this anyway. And the card says ideas, spark, conception, and impulse. It's a really cool image, so I'm going to hold it up here while Shannon reads us the message on the card.
Become a conduit of divine inspiration and give birth to the star you truly came here to be. Card story. 2 sparks of celestial fire burst from the center of a galactic explosion. Beams of white light reach out in all directions, illuminating the sky with energy that can simply no longer be contained. This single moment of convergence ignites a source of new life for millions of years to come, the birth of a star, inspiration. The card message. This card is about energy, the conception of an idea, the spark of divine consciousness. Inspiration is the fundamental creative energy of the universe. It is the seed of new growth and the ray of first light in the dawn of a new day. Within our inspiration, we find the power to heal wounds and begin anew, to build bridges of connection and light the way to true fulfillment in life. There is limitless potential available to each of us right now. The universe holds this expanse of infinite potential, just waiting to be ignited. It is time to be still enough to grasp this and to allow it into your being. Absolutely anything that can be conceived can also then be achieved. It is just a matter of taking that spark of inspiration and working out how you will go about manifesting it into reality. There are truly no limits to what you can create and experience in this world. What inspires you the most? It is time to push beyond previously held ideas of the possible, to believe in that spark of inspiration and to allow it to propel you into inspired action. This card also encourages balance. When we allow inspiration into our minds, it can only be manifested to its best potential if we are living a physical existence connected to our earthly needs. An idea or an inspiration can play out in the world if it stays in our mind as a dream or a desire. Our inspiration must be brought through from this energetic realm into physical reality, and we do this by creating balance between these aspects of our own being. Balance between the spiritual and physical worlds is essential to ensure the fulfillment of this inspiration's potential. When we are inspired, we illuminate even the most mundane activities. Our actions come from a higher place, leading us to the realization of our highest visions. If you are feeling uninspired, you may need to step away from your current focus and allow the breath of life to move through you in new ways. Walk in nature, move your body, play music, write in your journal. These are all pathways for the divine to find you, to reignite the light of inspiration within you. Soon you will feel reinvigorated with a new sense of energy that can be channeled creatively into the world however you choose. Inspiration is waiting for an outlet now.
Ooh.
It's a good one.
And it has an outlet now that we have our throat chakras open and balanced.
Yes.
So
Absolutely.
that's an important part of it, is that when we, so that we can be a clear channel when we do get that inspiration, trusting ourselves enough through our intuition, through our mind, to take action on it. Mm-hmm. And so I think that is perfect.
Yes. This will be very interesting to see how it unfolds during the week.
Mm-hmm.
So share with us, if you feel called to, any ideas or inspirations that you have in your life right now, and we can be all supportive. We can all be supportive of your journey of manifesting it. I think this is definitely a compassionate and safe group where we can share our ideas.
Right, and I'm glad you brought that up, because a lot of times there are people that are it's more helpful to share our inspirations with some people than it is with others. So when we learn that through our communication that there are people that do allow us to open up and be ourselves, like those are the people that are going to be the most likely to help us along our path when we do share that inspiration. And once we begin sharing our inspiration, that it like clears the channel, and we'll get more. So if we hold it all in, then it just stays in. So we've got to be able to share, and we can be discerning on who we share it with. And like Shannon was saying, that's one of my favorite things, is to hear different inspired ideas from people. So please share with us whatever you are inspired by. And actually, this morning I pulled an angel card, and it was also inspiration.
Ooh.
So,
see? Divine was leading us right to this card.
Right, it's coming in.
Yes, it is.
All right, so thank you guys so much for joining us this week, and we will see you throughout the week, and hope that you are inspired.
Yes. Namaste.
Namaste.
Thank you.